Hi and welcome. My name is Jamie Hartley from Crossfader, the online DJ school. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at the Pioneer XDJ RX2. It's one of the most popular units on the market, and there are some hidden features that I know a lot of DJs aren't aware of when they first get their hands on this unit. So I'm hoping in this video, I can break down and showcase some of those features that I think are maybe not too easy to find, or maybe you're not aware of. I'd love to know at the end of the video, make sure you drop a comment if you've learned anything new in this video. Tell me which tip has been the most helpful to you. And please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff to help us keep making more videos like this. Let's get stuck in and look at these 5 different tips. The first tip that I've got with the XDJ RX2 is with the vinyl speed adjust. Now, if you're not aware already, the vinyl speed adjust changes how the track pauses and then starts again. So if a track's playing and the vinyl speed adjust is right round to the left, this is a sharp stop or start. So when we pause, it stops immediately and starts immediately. Round at the opposite side to the right, the track breaks. This is also called the touch, and it breaks really slowly as if you were turning off a turntable and it just comes to a halt. But then again, when you press play, it takes just as long to come back up to speed. And then you have all the different increments in between to get different length times of start and stop. But did you know that in the settings we can actually change whether this is just the start time, just the stop time, also known as the touch or release, or we can have it as it's set up as the moment. Anything on the XDJ RX2 with a little dash before the words, just like here where it says utility, is a hold feature. So if you hold the menu button, you will access the XDJ RX2 utility settings. Let's hold it. Then on the screen we have some options, and these can affect different performance features within the controller. So if we scroll down to vinyl speed adjust, this will now affect how this reacts. At the moment it's on touch and release, but if we click in, we can change it just to touch or just to release. Now most DJs will want to just have it on the touch, also known as the break, so you can change how long the track stops, but if you press play, it starts instantly again. So if I just change that to touch, for example, click the menu again to go off. Now, when I pause the track, it breaks. But when I press play, it starts instantly. Why would you want to change this? Well, something you could do is create a really tight loop on a melodic sound, like this, and then you can create patterns with it. So if we set the break around this position and then pause, you get the instant starting of the sound again, but when you pause it, it breaks, so you can then create a pattern over another beat. I'd recommend having it quite a short break. Any longer and it will run over one beat in length, so then when you press start again it might not work in time. That's just one way to use the vinyl speed adjust and the break, but it's worth knowing that you can change the settings within the utility mode of the XDJ RX2. The next tip is focused around mixing in key and how to understand what tracks will mix in key. First of all, you'll need to analyze the keys of your music in the Rekordbox DJ software. It doesn't do it automatically in the XDJ RX2, so make sure you analyze the keys within Rekordbox. Then on the XDJ RX2, whatever is highlighted as the master deck, if we click this beat sync and master, it will then show up in your library with a green icon, anything that will mix in key with the current master player. So all of these tracks that have a little green icon will mix in key. The ones that don't, potentially won't. You can see, even if you sort it by, say, artist, it still shows up a little green icon to indicate that it will mix in key. If we go back to the key notation, we can scroll down and find the actual key of the track, and then look at the different harmonic minor and major and the equivalent keys that will mix in, and look at our whole USB stick just by key. Obviously it shows up in green, but that's an easy way to navigate to find what key. Now the master player will automatically select, once you've queued up the previous track in the mix, it will automatically jump to the track that's playing out loud. The XDJ RX2 just knows which one is the main deck. But you can force click it to move between the two different players. If you're planning ahead and thinking, okay, my next track I'm playing, I want to find the one after that, and what will mix in key, so you can just force it to the other side and then browse through your library. So that's something to be aware of. For the next tip, this is to do with the effects. Now it's worth being aware that there is a quantize button tucked away for the effects channel, so that the effects will stay in time when you change the beat fraction, and the parameter, it will stay in time with the grid of the selected channel. We do have a quantize button here for the performance pads such as hot cues and looping, but this doesn't affect the effects channel. In the shortcut button, just underneath the browse pot, you can turn the quantize of the effect on and off with the touch screen here. So if we turn it on, what this will do then for something like the roll, it will keep it in time when we chop the roll up and down. This is great for adding a bit of flair to any build-ups or creating your own build-ups before a track drops. Let's have a look. For this next trick, we're actually going to still be using the roll effect, but in a totally different way. The roll effect's beat fraction can go all the way up to 16 beats in length. You've also got 8 beats, 4 beats, 1 beat, all the way down to a 16th of a beat. But for this trick, we're going to use something like 8 beats in length to record 8 beats worth of music. This then allows you to sample a piece of music. Now here's where the trick comes in. There are only 2 channels on this unit. However, there is an aux channel that if you're not using is totally spare. And this will play underneath no matter what the faders are doing with the channels 1 and 2, whether they're up or down, it will still play through the aux. Now the roll effect, you can record it into the mixer section and then knock it over the channel to the aux and it will continue to play. So let's have a listen to what that actually means. When a track's playing, we can have the level up and just turn the effect on beat and it will record 8 beats worth of audio. Now even though that track's still playing, what it's done is recorded that 8 beats worth of music. Let's knock it over to the aux and take the channels down, stop the track, and that piece of audio has been recorded. Now all you can do is control the level of it. Don't turn it off. If you turn it back up, it's still there. And you can turn the level up and down, but remember, you can't nudge it like you can with a deck. You can't try and beat match with it. So you're stuck with that until you turn it off and record something else. But that's a really cool trick, and I'll link Sunday skills that we've done where we've used that trick partway through. Make sure you watch through, see if you can catch out the point where I use this trick and basically create a third deck out of a 2-channel unit. For this tip, we're actually looking at the sound color effects, and there is a hidden effect underneath the sweep. So for the sweep sound color effect, this works. It sweeps if we go to the high end of the sound color effect, and it sweeps between the different frequencies, and you can change the parameter here to get the lower frequencies or the higher frequencies. But if we go towards the low position, it applies what you call a gate effect. And this eliminates all the quietest sounds in the audio first, and then the more you apply it, the louder sounds and louder sounds, until you're just left with the peaks of the track. So it would be the strong hits of the drum, and everything in between gets silenced. Turn it off, and you hear that kind of vocal loop thing going on. Turn it on, and it chops in and out. Let's go back a bit in the track. With it turned off, and then with it applied. So that's not actually a sweep effect, that's a gate effect, but it's just not labelled on this unit. Now where that's useful is if you're mixing and you need to create a bit of room in the mix because there's a lot going on, you could apply some gate and it will eliminate some of those sounds in between the strong hits of the drum. It's also nice to just add when you're mixing. And you can just create this choppy effect, especially with repetitive music like this one. That's just something else worth noting is the gate effect underneath the sweep. A lot of tech DJs will use it, so check it out with some music like we're using here. I hope you've learned a few new tricks from this video. Please remember to comment below if there are any tips that were your favorites or ones that you didn't know that you now are going to use in your sets. I've also attached a link in the card and in the description where you can learn another trick where I use the pitch effect for this really cool build-up. Check it out, It's from one of our online DJ courses, the advanced course specifically for this unit. We've also got a beginner course if you've only just got your hands on it, so you can check those courses out there too. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another of our tips and tricks videos very soon. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I'll see you again soon.